Behold, trapped in a hellscape of their own invention, socially unaware old white men bound by the pretense of being fake lawyers yet knowing no law, no exquisite Latin terminology, they are inexplicably compelled to quibble over minutia, squabble over triflings, and bicker like those who value their backyards far too highly without even knowing the difference between an easement and an alleyway. At this very moment, you have entered the heart of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. Let's get started.
Welcome to another episode of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker on the September 29th, 2021. And we have an extraordinary guest with us today. His name is Twizm Whyte Piece. He is a rapper currently based out of Toronto, Canada, but he migrated there from Indianapolis. And he's got quite the interesting story that we will definitely get into in a bit. And he may or may not stick around whenever we actually take our client to trial today. Our client today is pets on trial. So we'll be discussing that later on. Anyway, Brendan, I'm assuming you have the sponsor ready to go. And the fake sponsor that is not paying us anything.
He's got nothing.
I got nothing.
Oh, I thought you had this. You said you had it covered.
I did. And then I meant to do it, and then I got busy. So
why don't you do it about your cap? Your cute little newsy cap. Do a commercial for those.
He doesn't have anything, Greg. I'm the only one who's willing to just be embarrassed by having something crappy off the top of my head. Okay, so today's episode then will be brought to you.
I'm willing to talk about my hat. I'm willing to talk about Greg's choice of clothing. I mean, we can talk about. And there are many sponsors out there. You know, today's episode of Quibble, Squabble, Bicker is brought to you by Holocaust Bourbon. That's right, Holocaust Bourbon. The kind of bourbon you drink when what you have on top of your head doesn't matter too much, and what's inside is even less. Yes, Holocaust Bourbon is the type of drink that a real comic book nerd might drink when he's feeling like suicide. So anyway, please buy yourself a bottle. Do your friends a favor. Holocaust Bourbon.
Ask for it by name.
Ask for it by name.
That was awesome.
I have a question. Does that come in flavors? Yeah,
it comes in
sadness and depression are the two flavors.
Yeah.
Tears of
despair.
Bitter tears
like
is the other one.
And matzah. The other one is matzah flavored.
That sounds like an emo perfect drink right there. Jesus.
All right, so we have a very talented gentleman on, and we're not talking about Greg or Brendan, who are both very talented individuals, but Twizm, which for those of you out there who want to know, it stands for The World Is Mine, if you spell the word is with a Z. And his name is also followed by Whyte Piece. And white is spelled with a Y as opposed to an I for white. And then peace, I don't know why, is spelled normally. So I do have a question about...
I don't know why.
Why the Y?
I mean, come on, you could have done like P-E-S-E or something, or some
First of all, I don't even know how the Y came to be. I'll be honest with you. The name is that's what they used to call me on the street when I was out doing all my evil and stuff. They'd say, "Yo, that's Whyte Piece, man. There goes Whyte Piece, man. Whyte Piece, come here." You know what I mean? So like it became part of, because I'd always say, "My name's Twizm, bro. Just call me Twizm." Nah, bro, you Whyte Piece, man. All right, fine. You want to call me that? I'll make it the whole damn thing. You know what I'm saying? But like, I still to this day, I will never understand where that the Y came from. I want to say maybe just me trying to be a smartass and be creative and some shit, but I have no clue. So make all the jokes you want to, because I gotta eat that shit, man. I'm telling you. I have no answer for that one. That's the first time I've ever been asked that. And you know, I was hoping to fly under the radar. Like nobody would ever ask that my entire career. Like, yeah. We'll just leave that one out the way. Thanks.
Yeah, we're known for the hard questions here, though.
Yeah,
the ones that everyone wants to know.
Totally.
Welcome to the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker, and the quibbling has already begun.
Yeah.
So you have definitely quite the story. I mean, we don't usually get into heavy topics, but your life is kind of a heavy topic. You know, you were your father was a murderer and your mother was a convicted pedophile, and
she's still serving prison, man. She's still in prison. My dad got out a couple years ago, man.
Okay.
Dad got out a couple of years ago, man, and I'm tentatively working on a cool relationship with him. It's one of those things where you don't know who the guy is. Absolutely no way, shape, or form whatsoever. And you're like, okay, you're my dad, and he's like, yeah, you're my son, and I'm like, okay, well, I tell you what. You stay right there and I'll stay right here and we'll just kind of talk it out. You know what I mean? But here we are a couple years later and it's actually kind of cool, man. We have a nice little relationship and it's one of those things that's a work in progress, right? But it's not a bad work in progress. It's actually a good work in progress. So I'm kind of thrilled about that to be able to say, we're slowly repairing things. Now, my mother, on the other hand, that's done. I cut that tie, walked that out the door, man. Let that go, man. Some people make their own bed, and once they lie in it, you have to let them lie in it, because if you don't, they're gonna keep getting up and keep getting up and keep getting up. And it's every time they get up, they fuck somebody's life up. And now I've got people that I'm responsible for, so I have to make the best decisions for them. You know what I mean? So when you show me that you can't even respect children or the sanctity of innocence or anything like that, I suddenly have no respect for you. So, I mean, yeah, I come from that bullshit, but instead of letting it get to me, or, it did get to me. I'm not gonna lie. It got to me for hella many years, but instead of allowing that, man, we keep that positive, man. We always smile. We keep it going. We keep it happy, because everybody got problems, man. Everybody's got problems. Everybody comes from some kind of bullshit. It's the people who rise up and overcome that shit and show that they are better than their problems. And that's what we're trying to showcase. That's what we want to show.
That's a Grand Canyon full of bullshit, though. That's how hard.
Hey, man, that's only the fucking Titanic sinking tip of the iceberg right there, bro. It gets even deeper than that, man. And it's cool and all to be able to sit here and talk about it and bring it to light and help people understand who may go through the same shit, like drive-bys and gang life and murders and things like that. I mean, when you talk about it like that, it almost sounds as if it's some kind of comic book or something. And I don't like to do that. I don't like to glorify or bring, it's not cool. And what I did was wrong. And I want to express that from the very get-go, man. Any of my part of my life that you hear, it was made by my own decisions other than my childhood. I was not responsible for what my mother or father did. And that's something I had to learn to overcome. And that's a tough role right there, just to learn to overcome how fucked up parents are. Parents are pieces of shit, man. I'm a parent now of 6 kids, and I'm still a piece of shit, man. I don't understand.
You're a Twizm Whyte Piece, you mean, of shit.
I'm a Twizm Whyte piece of shit. No, but seriously, man, like, I don't understand how, these kids nowadays, they say, oh, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. My kids, there are 6 of them. There's 6 of them in this house, man.
You are prolific.
I am very prolific, God damn it. I'm good at what I do. Boy, don't you? No,
I would beg to differ that your pullout game is really weak.
Sometimes you don't need to. I mean, look, I've been married 20 years. I have 6 kids in 20 years. So either the odds were very, very good that my pullout game was severely good, or it's just those 6 times where, you know what? Why even bother? You know what I mean? So,
I think a lot of pregnancies are based on the premise of why even bother.
Either that or a good, strong, stiff drink.
That's a prelude to why even bother.
Yeah, Brendan and I, between us, have, I think, about 20 kids as well. So.
No shit.
No, I'm joking. We don't have that.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I have 5. It's a mixed family. So, and Brendan, I think Brendan has 4, and Greg has never allowed his sperm to impregnate anyone.
Well, I used to go on tours a lot with my band, so who knows? I could have 50 kids across the country.
He's my guest speaker.
I don't know.
One in Texas, one in Wyoming.
Yeah.
You're all in Arizona.
Nah, but man, I tell you what, it's one of those things we want to bring to life how to, you know, have fun despite all the bullshit. And you know, a lot of people out there, they have kids and they feel like, you know, their life is struggling or they can't make it or it's heavy on them because, you know, they want to provide the best for their kids, man. One of the biggest mental aspects for me, brother, is straight up, I feel like I'm the biggest piece of shit because I look at these other fathers out there and they've got money, they've got cars and clothes and jewelry and they, I mean, they in my mind are what you'd call the epitome of being a father, right? But they're gone all the time. They don't talk to their kids. They hardly ever see their kids. Their kids are running the streets all the time. So, I mean, like you said earlier, half a dozen one, six in the other, right? So, I mean, I do want to be big, famous worldwide, have all the money, have all the cars and all that. But at the same time, I feel like maybe it's just better that we keep it like this, right? Because at least this is real, this is relatable, and we're able to help people like that. You know what I mean? Somebody
You also had brought one of your kids, at least one or maybe two, into your music videos as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
In fact, I'm going to be honest with you. I have had the pleasure of performing with almost all of my children. It began all a long time ago in 2000 and I want to say 14. I want to say 2014.
You can say whatever you want. You can make up dates and we won't even check on them.
Well, you know, somebody out there might, so we don't want to.
I'm Googling right now. I'm sure it was 2013, man. Come on.
Yeah, man. No,
you're Googling and Greg is googly.
You might find this on Facebook. Seriously, you might find pictures of this night on Facebook. But I think it's April 22nd. I think it's April 21st or April 22nd, 2013. We did a show at the Emerson Theater, and my daughter was like 4.5, 5 years old at the time. And literally somebody, I don't even remember who it was, somebody picked her up and put her on the stage while we were performing. And there's this little video of this little girl just bouncing up and down on the stage with us. And it's the coolest thing ever. And I was like, you know, that was cool to me because, you know, I'd never seen that before. I was like, wow, my daughter's on stage with me. So I had always wanted to reciprocate that. And again, the opportunity came in like, shit, Caravan was 2013. No, shit, it had to be later than that. 2019, 2017, somewhere. Fuck that. I don't know. Dates are bullshit. Yeah, no, seriously.
It was 1492.
1492. Yeah. White Piece sailed the ocean blue. No. So we did Caravan and I asked him, I said flat out, I was like, look, man, I really want my kids to be up there. We've been practicing. We do this little dance, the whole 9 yards. It was like, yeah, man, go right ahead. And so that was the second time. And then I got to do it again a little while later, a couple years ago. We got to do it again on stage. And it's just very cool to be able to say these things. You know, I know a lot of people will be like, well, that's not cool. That's not hip. That's not where you need to be, bro. You need to be over here doing it like everybody else. And I'm like, man, I got memories y'all ain't never going to have. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the Sound of Music.
Fuck, what?
Kind of like the Sound of Music.
It'd be the Von Piece family.
The Von Whyte Piece.
I'm just curious where the surfer guys fit into the rap music vibe that, you know, you met the white surfer guy that was telling you about what was cool.
The bro.
Yo, bro, it's like, dude.
I was happy to hear Piece actually put that voice on, honestly.
I was too. It stopped me dead in my tracks.
I'm a man of many voices. In fact, my daughter keeps begging me. She keeps begging me to do a voice video and send it into like Nickelodeon or Disney or places like this because I'm one of those like voiceover people. So like you give me a character, I look at the character real quick, and then I create a voice for it.
Greg,
and you'll be like,
quick,
that's
give him a character, fast, Greg.
You know, I want him to do looking at my face to make up a voice for me.
Oh, I got that
one. I'd give you a Scottish accent. You'd have a Scottish accent. You'd be one of them rough and rugged Scotland types. Bring out the bare sword and chop a motherfucking half, you know?
You need to trill your R's a little more for Scottish.
Yeah, you know, but whatever.
Just do groundskeeper Willie. That's how I do Scottish. From
Do
watching
you,
The
Greg?
Simpsons.
Oh my
Let's
God,
hear it,
groundskeeper.
Greg. Let's hear your Scottish accent, Greg.
Let's do it.
I would walk 500 miles and I
And
would walk 500
miles.
Just
We
and I
walked into
would
a
walk
music video from the
500
mid-90s.
more.
Welcome to racially insensitive to white people, the show that doesn't let anything go wrong.
That's great. We are bashing white people.
We're all
punching
white
out.
pieces here.
Yes.
So, all right, getting back to your story, Twizm, we get sidetracked sometime. So, so there was a drive-by shooting that took place in Indiana that caused you to go and wake up and have this epiphany of like, I need to change my lifestyle. And how did you wind up going from there to Canada? And I think it says something to do with your wife is Canadian or something, or?
Yeah, my wife is Canadian. In fact, my oldest daughter was Canadian. She was actually born, she was conceived in the States, but then born here in Canada back in 2003. So it's kind of cool because wind all the way back 20 years ago, man. 20 years ago, I'm walking from Nashville, Arkansas, which is a podunk fucking spit in your eye kind of town, 253 miles to Kokomo, Indiana. And I shit you not, man, me and this guy, we slept under bridges in Nashville, Tennessee. We slept in places in Kentucky. We hitched a ride with a couple of truckers in some parts, and it was really cool, man. It was a little experience, man. Anyway, so we left December 31st, and we were heading to Canada. We were going to go to Canada. Canada has pot and it's good, and we're going there, and we want to be stoners in Canada because that's what we're going to do with our lives.
And this is 2001?
Huh?
This is in 2001?
Yep. Well,
Okay.
December 31st, 2001. Yep.
Okay.
And so we left, and it took us almost 3 weeks. We got there the January 22nd. Had blisters the size of my feet, man, from toe to heel, a whole blister, man. They had to do these little medical things at the what was it, it was like a church, but it was like one of those places where homeless people come and you can stay there and get help and all this other stuff.
And they did medical things?
Yeah, you know, where they like clean the pus out of your feet and
that's
grab
better.
the gloves and start playing around. And
I mean, it could have been a proctologist exam. I don't know, medical things.
Gosh, man, I'm really glad you dug in on the pus of his blisters.
Yeah.
I was confused as to what might have happened. I thought he got a circumcision at the church.
Nah, man.
It's a different form of pus.
Let me check.
I got open heart surgery.
Yeah, I
at the
think
church.
so. Yeah. No,
So
man,
after they cleaned out the pus,
So this is in Canada that you got your pus looked at?
no, this was
Indianapolis.
This was in Kokomo, Indiana.
Oh.
Indiana.
I thought it was 3 weeks to Canada. It was 3 weeks to Indiana.
No, 3 weeks to Kokomo, Indiana. But we were heading to Canada. That was the final destination.
Okay.
So I call up my uncle.
But not
from
Aruba or Jamaica.
No.
Ooh,
just
they went-
Kokomo.
Got it.
Maybe Bermuda or the Bahamas. I don't know.
Okay.
One of the two. But
Come on, pretty mama.
yeah. So we get there. I call up my uncle who's in Lafayette, Indiana, which is about 45 minutes away. He comes, he picks us up. He says, stay here a couple of days, get yourself together. Here's some weed to sell, make some money, do what you got to do. During this time, I meet this lady while I'm selling weed to one of these dealers who's her dealer. We start talking about hair. Okay, cool. We get into this 20-year-long relationship, but our baby, first one, born in Indianapolis. Now, drive-by, 2013, our baby, born again. Our baby was born because of the drive-by in 2013. So at this
You had
point,
a drive-by birthing?
Well, okay, so what happened was
No, it was a drive-by
happened-
reckoning, I think. I think this is
Yeah.
a religious thing.
My mother, it was a religious thing, let me tell you, boy, that's shit. So the car rolls up, they shoot at us. Two of my friends get hit. I drop down. My wife, she's standing by the chain link fence. Well, she drops too. She just goes, and drops. But when she drops, she hits her belly on the fence. So she goes into she got a hole in her placenta. She's leaking. The baby's drowning. It's a wrap, man. It's no good. It's bad. It's bad. So they rush her immediately to the hospital. I'm cleaning up blood and glass and everything, and I'm taking care of the other 4 kids at that time. At that time, we had 4 kids, 4 other kids. I get my buddy cleaned up. We get him off to the hospital. I get my other buddy cleaned up. We get him off to the hospital. I'm cleaning up blood and glass, dealing with cops, trying to keep my babies clean. And it's at that moment that I look around me and I look at my kids' room, and right above my kids' bunk bed, 6 inches above my kids' head where she was sleeping, okay, which at the time she wasn't sleeping because she had gotten the other kids under the bed, but it was 6 inches above where she was sleeping. At that moment, I realized, you know what? I'm not going to be another ghetto casualty. I'm not going to have my babies being a ghetto casualty. And so we left. We completely left that. We left that neighborhood within fucking 1 week. Within 1 week, we were out of that neighborhood, living in a motel. That
was 8 years ago. Approximately.
Yeah, okay. 8 years ago. Caden will be 8 here in October. Yeah.
Now
exactly.
You've put out like 16 albums so far, right? So did your rap career start before the drive-by or after the drive-by?
I started after. Well, no, I was a rapper before the drive-by. In fact, I had done close to 100 shows before this ever happened. Okay, I had done close to 100 shows. I had probably 10 different mixtapes out. I had videos. In fact, some of the earliest videos that are on my YouTube are before this incident.
Okay.
So that shows you how long and how, how far we've progressed, right? But, long story short, man, she's from Canada. I had nobody. There was nobody in the town for us, man. What do you do?
Your uncle, the drug dealer.
I mean, at that point, this is years later, so I don't even know where the key was at this time. You're talking about 2003, 2002, 2003 compared to 2013. That's 11 years, man.
Right.
That dude's probably, I hope he's still alive. I hope that dude's still alive. Shit.
Well, at least we kept in touch.
Yeah, well, man, I like to stay up on things, so
So how were you able to move into Canada pretty easily because your wife was Canadian? Was there like any hassles going through with customs or anything?
It was easier for me than it was for her.
Oh.
They looked at me. Yeah, they looked at me. They said, "You coming into Canada?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "How long are you gonna be here?" I said, "Oh, right now we're looking at 2 weeks because we wasn't gonna tell them, hey, yo, we're moving here. This is what it is." We was just like, "Well, we're looking at 2 weeks right now." Okay, cool. Cross over there, please. All right. They get to her. Yeah, you're Canadian? Okay, let's see your ID. Okay, you got ID? Why are you trying to enter? What you coming in here for? Are you sure you don't want to go back to the States? Hold on right here while we check you out. Okay, we checked you out, but why you want to come here? Don't you sure you want to stay in the state? They
didn't want her back.
They spent 45 minutes. They spent 45 minutes just on her. It took me having the kids. Okay, now look, this is how my family is, okay? I looked at my kids. I said, look, start making a bunch of noise. They said, why? I said, I want you to start crying. I want you to start fighting with each other. Start running around. Within 3 minutes of these kids starting to do this shit, these guys just like, okay, you guys can go ahead and go on through, catch that bus.
Good
I was like, look, I'm done. I had my oldest daughter start acting reckless. I was done. We was done.
So how has it been living in Toronto? I mean, do you make fun of people because of their accents whenever they say like aboot or anything or sorry?
I did.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I still do. Fuck yeah, I still make fun of every one of them. In fact, my son and my daughter, they talk like them because they've been here so long now.
Yeah.
And I'm over here American. So I talk like I'm American. I speak like I'm from the South. I got urban language and the whole 9 yards. These people up here, they got these high nasally voices, and they're like, "Yes, we'll take care of you." Nah, bro, you'll never catch me saying no. Like, "Hey, bro, how you doing?" No.
They talk like me.
I've never heard you say bro, Greg.
I could. It would sound
say
like
bro.
this.
You could say bro.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
I don't know, it
Hey,
just doesn't feel
bro.
natural saying bro, honestly.
I know, right?
No.
It's like,
I've rejected that whole
forced.
term ever since it became popular, and
I don't
it's
say
hard,
Really?
bro.
it's hard for me to say
You know,
it in
so
a sincere way.
I run with the old school language, like you dig and you feel me and things like that. Like I truly show my age when I speak because they're like, "What the hell is Jimmy?"
You know, you're making me feel old because that isn't old school to me. That's like that came later. I mean, you dig is older, but you feel me is not. So it's like
I know what's
combining
weird for
the
me
two.
is the past few years I've been using the term brother. I don't know why. I just it's,
Because you wanted to become Hulk
like
Hogan.
thanks, brother.
I
Like,
know,
if somebody
right?
does something
So
nice,
listen,
instead of saying
Hey,
bro
brother.
or like dude,
I say that
say,
to
hey
my
brother,
kids.
how's it
I
going?
tell my son, I'll look at my kids and I'll be like, "Thank you for getting that for me, brother," and they will instantly turn around and be like, "Brother, what are you on, bro?"
You've apparently lived in lots of places. You said you're in Arkansas, and you said before we did the interview that you were in Coos Bay, Oregon. You lived there for a bit. So you just like travel? Were you like a traveler, hobo type?
My mother was one of those ladies that when she came into a town, she made quite a scene and quite a ruckus and caused such issues that by the first or second month we were moving again.
Oh, I gotcha.
So my first 10 years of life, I probably lived in 15 different states. And since then, I have made it a point to travel, to see, to live, to do. We were homeless and living out of a van. So we decided instead of trying to find a place to rent, that we would drive the van from Lafayette, Indiana, all the way to Page, Arizona. And we took the long route. So we went up through Detroit and across Nebraska's and Wyoming's and Montana's to come down through the Colorado Rockies and the whole 9 yards.
I didn't even know there was more than one Wyoming or Montana, but the fact that you mentioned that, it makes me go, okay, I missed the extra Wyoming and the extra Montana.
Did I say
I hate you so much right now, Matt.
What did I do?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Do you know how hard it is to drive across the state that smells like cow shit? It's not fun.
I lived in Pennsylvania for a while.
You turn the air conditioning on, and the air conditioning smells like cow shit. You roll down the windows.
I gotta say, I've driven through Indiana, and that's probably the worst state I've ever driven through.
Well, that's just because there's dumbasses there. That's not.
Yeah, it smells of just dumb white people.
It smells like dumbass when he crossed the border.
There's a
and not in that cool southern sort of Alabama redneck
really
racist. Just dumb, dirt, dumb. It's still living there.
There's this commercial. They say it's their state commercial, so they play it on all the state-run television stations. There's just more than corn in Indiana, and every person I've ever met that has lived there or has any knowledge of Indiana is like, that is fucking bullshit. There is nothing here but fucking corn. And on top of that, you got a bunch of dumbass hicks that think they're God's gift to Earth or something. Like, Jesus, they roll around in trucks bigger than Jesus himself, okay? They talk with this language that is unique to themselves, and they're very laid back kind of drawl that you're just like, yeah, like a Keanu Reeves Western style.
So Indiana has more than corn then. It has stupidity.
It is corn and dumbasses.
And, yeah.
Dumbasses.
Well, he said butt fucking corn.
See, you guys keep differentiating whether that's actual people or just corn walking around. So I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Well, I know you got stuff to promote, and I don't want us to run out of time. So you have like an event coming up on October 4th, from what I understand, or something that's being premiered.
I've got a couple events. Life is back to normal. Jesus Christ, I thank God. Okay. Yeah. And for all the people out there who don't want to get vaccinated, I hope you sit and be bored as hell. I hope you don't get to go eat in restaurants. I hope you don't get to go watch no movies. Okay, man, look, they said the first thing they said was, if you don't get both shots, you will not be able to perform. What? But hey, I got one arm here and one arm here. Hit me with both doses right now. I couldn't understand all these people. Yeah, I couldn't understand all these people who are like, I'm not getting the shot. You want to die? You want other people to die? That's really how you feel? Like, no, but really, October 4th, Leveled Up music video. The song currently has 30,000 plays across all platforms. Like Spotify, though, they love it over on Spotify. It has like 20,000 over on Spotify. So
is that the one that has like the video game sounds on it?
Yeah, man. It
Okay.
looks like a Mario. Looks like it
That's
has
got the Mario's kind of. Yeah, that's one of the first ones I listened to because I think that one was, I don't know, whatever Matt sent me, that's what I listened to.
Yeah, probably that one. That's the one we're pushing right now. But so now we've done the video to that. And the great thing about that is that it absolutely has almost none of me rapping in it. So like you get to watch an actual video instead of just my mouth moving the whole time. Blah, 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 blah. Right?
You mean compared to your other music videos?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Because
But
you have some higher end videos, and then you have some
lower
ones
end.
that were made on a TRS-80. It looks like so.
No, that you're giving me too much credit. These bitches were made on it. They were made on one of those Etch-a-Sketches, and what we did is we kind of just ran it through the app on our phone. You know, took the Etch-a-Sketch and then just ran it through the app on the phone. So
Yeah, I
It
know
was
there's
made
like
on a
so there's a
machine.
premiere for is it Leveled Up that's going to be on YouTube on the 4th?
yeah, both the explicit and clean versions, because you know I have random fans. I have fans that are very religious and believe me to be God's conduit.
Oh.
And then I have absolutely.
That's
and then
nice.
I have fans that see me as the devil's mouthpiece. So I mean, like it is what it is, but I have both clean and explicit versions, and I hope one of them will make people happy.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. But then shortly after that, man, on October 17th, man, if everything stays the way it's supposed to be here in Toronto, I'll get to do my 165th performance, man. And that to me that's a special thing right there. I've been looking forward to that for almost 2 years now. So
Yeah, things have been kind of shut down because of the pandemic, so it makes it hard
yeah,
for
well,
performers.
and when you're
you
a
know?
performing artist like I am, because I know a lot of rappers today, they're online rappers, so they can rap online right here in your face, like, yeah, I'm the best, bro. Check me out. I'm gonna go famous. But if you look at anything they've ever done, they have nothing. They've never been on stage. They've never been interviewed. All these other things. I'm getting ready to do 165. That is, it's a feeling inside of I have to be there. It's all these other rappers are like, oh, it's cool, man, or whatever, shows are coming back. Me, it was a life or death situation. I have to get back on this stage. If I don't get back on this stage soon, I'm gonna start doing very destructive things to people around me because I don't like not being able to be in the limelight, man.
Well, you can
really
always
like
build a stage in your driveway to fix that problem.
No, I can't. No, this is Toronto. You can't do that.
You can't put a
do
stage in your driveway?
No. They will ticket
This ain't
you.
Kokomo, Matt. You can't be doing
This
that.
ain't Kokomo. No, they will ticket you for that. They will ticket you if you leave a chair out in your front yard.
You got 6 kids in your house, though. You could just perform for your kids, have concerts every week.
Or have them all on their hands and knees and stand on them if you don't have a stage.
Do it pyramid style like the 70s cheerleaders.
Yeah.
No. So I did a virtual performance and everybody's like, well, how come you haven't done a whole bunch of those? And I felt like that's something everybody did. And because everybody went and did it, I'm like, I don't want to use the word brother. I'm not using that. I'm not using the word bro. You know what I mean? Because everybody had done it. It's so popular right now. Oh, let me perform online. Let me flip on a camera and suddenly become a sensation. But they've never put in the work.
Right.
So I could care less and you know, go be famous on internet. It's all about the stage for me, man. It's always been about the stage. It'll always be about the stage. And I'll tell you this one thing. Can't nobody outperform me on stage. Eminem might be able to out-rap me lyrically, but he can't outperform me, bro. No way.
You do backflips and stuff?
No, but I'm liable to fucking pull my head out my ass to keep watching long enough, dude. I try to. I try to get creative with it, man. I was doing the wave thing and I was hopping on one leg. I had this one where I was doing the rhino like this.
The Smurf.
Dude, I do whatever, man. I do whatever. Anything.
So,
and everything.
so let people know where they can find
You were
all of
doing
your
the
stuff
Charleston?
and your performances and what have you.
Okay, so like everything is Twizm Whyte Piece, man. If you go to any platform, any digital outlet, just type in Twizm Whyte Piece, or just Google the brand TWP Nation.
TWP Nation.
Nation. TWP Nation.
You have your own nation.
Yes, absolutely. And they
Oh,
are
that's
some
cool.
rowdy, kick-ass people, man. Let me tell you, man. I got this one guy. He's in West Virginia. Shouts out to my dude in West Virginia named Vert, man.
Vert.
This guy, Vert, man, he goes hard with it, man. He takes pictures of, he buys my hoodies, man. He buys my hats. He's rocking my songs. He's sharing he is the true diehard fan.
Those are
And
good
now-
to have. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I've got a couple of those ones. I really like those guys, man. All of those people, those are my heart right there as far as the career goes, right? Those are the people that make you or break you, right? Then I've got my regular crowd, which is the ones that'll support anything I throw down, but they might listen to it, they might watch it, but they're out there supporting no matter what. And then I got them people that are like, yo, this dude's that bullshit. He's garbage. Don't listen to him. And I tell my kids to shut up then.
Well, that's a good segue for us to move into the second half of our show. So everybody, you want to go to official TwizmWhytePiece.com. That gives you a lot of information about him. And like you said, there's also a lot of information all over online. Twizm, again, is Twizm, and White is Whyte. And if you don't know how to spell peace by now, well, you know what you are.
And you don't
Anyways,
want to go to Indiana.
that's right. Not to find out who he's related to. But so before we get into our client for today, which again is Pets on Trial, we do have another segment from our resident cook. It's what's his name?
Our culinary correspondent.
Yes.
From the South.
Waspy Soda Pop has a new recipe to share with everybody. So let's get that going right now.
Food is for eating. Food is for eating. Food is for eating with Waspy Soda Pop.
Hey there, everybody. Today on Food is for Eating, we're tackling the original Waldorf salad from 1896. It's easy. Even your grandkids can make it. If you have grandkids, if you don't have grandkids, get somebody else's. They'll help you make it. Alrighty. So you want to have one medium ripe apple, whatever kind you want. It could be Granny Smith. It can be any other Smith or Jones apple. Pick your apple. One stalk of celery, chop it. Quarter cup of mayonnaise. Get some salt and pepper. 2 cups of lettuce, and you tear them into bite-sized pieces. All right, so first, you want to peel the apple and cut them into halves. Remove the core and slice the halves about a 1/4 inch thick, unless you're metric land, and then you do whatever the metric people do. Reserve 4 slices. You cut remaining slices into thin strips. It's easier to eat, especially if you don't got teeth. Now, our special ingredient today, to make it extra authentic, is the liver of Waldorf the Muppet. Now, of course, it needs to be ground into a pate to get better use out of it. Not many people know that this really adds to the quality of your typical Waldorf salad. Now, in a medium bowl, you want to mix the celery, the mayonnaise, the apple strips, and the Waldorf the Muppet pate. You season with salt and pepper to taste, arrange on lettuce, and top with those nice apple slices. And there it is. The most authentic and tasty Waldorf salad you ever had. Don't forget, food is for eating.
Food is for eating. Food is for eating. Food is for eating with Waspy Soda Pop.
I don't know how
So
they would find a
Twizm's
liver
one
in a
of the
Muppet.
Twizm lives in the land of the metric people, where the metric people live,
My
apparently.
God, he said, if you live in the land of the metric people, it's whatever the hell it is. I haven't learned that shit. I don't know it. I go to the deli here. You have to order in grams. 100 grams, 200
Well, that
grams.
should work from your
I
drug
was gonna
dealing
say.
days.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'm ordering cocaine.
I was gonna say. Grams
Like,
and
how does that-
kilograms.
How does that
That's about
ground
the only
beef
part
work
of
in
the
the form of an 8-ball? I don't know.
That's
right.
the only metrics I know.
454 grams. 454 grams is a pound.
Okay, it's good to know.
A pound of coke.
You remember that shit. I'm telling you, you remember that shit. One day, you're going to be walking around. They're going to ask you some Jeopardy-ass shit for $1 million. And you're going to be like, holy fuck, I know that one. Hold on, I know that one.
450 grams is a pound.
Nah, you messed it up. 454.
But then the drug dealer
454.
next to me will hit the buzzer first. Because he'll know
No,
that shit
bro.
dead.
Nah, bro, because he's going to be pulling out the cash out. Like, let me get 2 of those.
All right. Well, if you want to stick around, Twizm, you're totally welcome to. We're going to talk. Pets are on trial. So this came about because Brendan and I were talking about the issue that should there be pets? Should we have pets? Or do pets need us? Do we need pets? So that's where we go. I'm from the perspective that I don't think we need pets, and I don't think pets need us, because otherwise, we would be owning all animals as pets.
Well, you don't have a heart. That's why. You're one of the few people. Most people think we need pets. Most people love their pets. It adds to their life.
Technically, aren't all animals already owned in the world?
I don't know.
I don't know if all animals
I don't
are
think
owned.
so.
I think the coelacanth is totally on its own, and no one touches it unless it
The
wants.
Not if you ask them Japanese fisher boats.
They'll go get it.
Well, I don't know that they own it. They own the coelacanth.
Once they kill it and eat it, I guess they own it.
Bet you some Japanese dude's got a coelacanth in a freaking case talking about, yeah, man, I caught this. He almost pulled our boat under. You should have seen it, the waves. Yeah, he's got a story for that. Don't worry about it.
Do you think any of those Japanese fishermen adopt them as pets, though? And say, let's not kill this one. I'm going to take it home to my kids.
I mean, I would. Shit, I can't lie. I'd do some cool shit like that. Like, kids, look what I brought home. Wife would be like, you brought home another one? Yeah.
That's a big fish tank. I think those things are big.
Yeah.
That's a big fish tank.
In the swimming pool. Let's put it
I
in the
have
swimming
2
pool.
kids. You haven't seen how big my bathtub is?
Okay. Bathtub coelacanths.
Absolutely. We fill the hose up outside. We throw all the kids in it. We spray them down with dish soap. We grab one of those things you use for the ice on windows.
It's like he keeps all of his pets in the bathtub.
Exactly.
Ferret,
I believe in pets. I believe in pets. I've got
porcupines.
6 of them. I believe in pets. I've got 6 of them.
You're talking about your kids now, but we're talking about like actual animals, though. So like dogs, cats.
I think pets need us.
Iguanas.
I think they need us more than we need them.
All right, I got a question for both of y'all, and then I'll give you my answer.
When you
okay?
say both of us, which both of us are you talking about?
Well, both the 2 of you. You just said no, and he just said yes.
Okay,
That's right.
I didn't hear the other guy's answer yet.
That's because Greg has no answer.
Yeah,
He's
Greg-
apetual.
yeah,
Look at Greg's head.
I
He
didn't
has
hear
no
Greg's answer. Yeah,
Apetual, did you say?
Yes.
he's pro or con.
He's apetual.
I used to love having a dog, and now
Does
my
he need
dog's sick,
medication for
and I
that?
can't wait
Yes.
for the dog to leave. It's like
That's
now
what-
it's too much responsibility having a pet. I don't like responsibility.
The
So you like
medication
him
is
from
the
a distance.
Holocaust bourbon. That's his medication.
Yeah.
You're like the ugly friend. Everybody likes him from a distance after a couple drinks. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it.
I
Okay,
got a
so
butterface.
check this out. I believe that pets should be something that brings you happiness, because everybody needs companionship, and some people either just don't have the ability or are incapable of wooing said trumpet, and so therefore they need a companion, and a cat or a dog for them, or a sheep in some farmland instances, actually makes or breaks that person, because if they don't have that, they'll go psycho, but if they do have it, they stay sane, right? However, though,
I'm still kind of stuck on the statement of wooing said trumpet. I'm wondering what trumpet was mentioned prior to you saying wooing said trumpet. What you were referring to?
I'm referring to the animal.
the animal known as trumpet.
Is a strumpet.
Wooing the sheep, you know what I mean?
It's an Indiana thing. You wouldn't understand, man.
Yeah. You
They
put
do
high
a
heels
lot
on
of
a sheep.
trumpets in Kokomo.
You put some.
The Kokomo trumpet is a very, very
Here we
unusual
are,
breed.
stalking the Kokomo trumpet. You can see its nose sticking out from behind the tree.
You put high heels and fishnet stockings on a sheep. It looks pretty good when you're lonely. When you can't
Yeah, so
woo.
you belong in Indiana. Yeah, you would totally get along in Indiana. You would make it. You would work.
Any port in a storm. That's my
Yeah.
motto.
Anywhere, any sheep in a storm for Greg.
But no,
Any
as far
whole
as
dude.
animals. Now, I have 6 children, and they have thoroughly vexed me on animals. We have had every sort of animal in every various manner. And after having so many, I am like, dude, don't you dare bring anything else into this house.
You know, Brendan totally predicted that you had gone through the whole animal thing before we had the
Oh,
interview.
yeah.
We were talking
yeah.
about our client. He's like, I bet you he's got kids. They've gone through the whole pet thing.
Oh,
So-
absolutely. Absolutely.
I got 4. I've had rabbits, hamsters, birds, fish, snake, turtle, dog. Never did the cat because the wife's allergic. Or any variety of those at any given time. It always ended up. My backyard is pet cemetery. If that happened, I'd be fucked. There'd be zombie rodents coming out of the ground, birds flying around.
Zombie goldfish.
Zombie goldfish flopping
I
up the
think-
back stairs.
I think the only difference between me and you is the fact that you know I have multiple backyards, but that I have a child who is very interested in bugs, and I mean like CSI. What's that dude from CSI obsessed with bugs? Like totally. It's her thing, man. It's her thing. She all bugs, man. She's cool with cats and dogs. Yeah, it's all great. But you show her some bugs, and she's like, "Oh, do." Like it's, you know. Hey, you ever see that show where they put them in this tanks of cockroaches and spiders and all this
Fear
other shit?
factor?
Yeah, if they can stay long enough, they win so much money or
Oh,
whatever.
she would love it. She'd be like,
my
she would
yeah,
win.
bro. Yes, bro. She would love that game.
She'd be like,
bro.
let me stay out until next week.
Yeah,
Just leave me in
exactly.
here
Yeah,
until next
yeah.
week's episode.
I have experienced everything, man. And I'll tell you what, man. If I ever do get an animal by my choice again, there's only one kind of animal I'd ever get, and it's a pit bull, man. I'm a pit bull fanatic. I used to raise them in Arkansas, like breed them and raise them. So like,
as opposed to just like lifting them over your head.
well, you know, I mean, it's one thing to like, you know, start flexing them, but if you can get them to flex you, that's completely different. I actually was seeing dogs. You don't understand. Like these dogs, we had a rope, and we would have somebody stand on the other side and pull the rope while they would pull with their jaws. We had this one Gotti, and that's a breed of pit bull. It's called a Gotti. He was so big and so muscular in the jaws and in the haunches and the forefront and everything. He would pull the human off the ground. Like, yeah, like you could literally hang from the rope. He would pull you. You would be sitting there dangling from the thing, and he'd be like, I'm going to tear this thing apart. And it was one of the coolest things ever, man. So I've actually had pit bulls lift me off the ground, and that's way cooler.
Dogs are a good one to settle on. My question is, if you did go through a lot of pets, and this is open to anybody, worst pet possible.
Porcupine.
I mean, that's
Rabbit.
an actual
A
pet.
skunk.
Oh,
Rabbit.
Rabbits, that's a good call. I've been
No,
we
they're
have a-
good because then you can eat them.
Yeah,
when you
but-
get tired of them.
Nah,
no,
man.
but I think he's talking about the trouble of raising them or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a rabbit now. This rabbit is the chillest rabbit ever, but the rest of the rabbits we had have been just a nightmare. Each
Okay,
and
so
every one
we
of them.
did have a chill rabbit. His name was Prince, and he
Mm.
acted like a damn dog. He would follow you around the house. He would eat from your hand. He would chill on your lap. He'd watch
He would pull you up
TV.
with a rope.
He'd pull
Would
you
he-
up with a rope.
Would he hump you on
Badass
the
rabbit.
leg?
You know, there might have been an occasion or two. I actually think that probably did happen once or twice. Yeah.
The
but
great humping
then
rabbit.
there's the other rabbits, and the other rabbits, I will Have you ever seen Watership Down?
Yes.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, of
I've
course.
seen the movie and the Netflix show.
Yes. Okay. So I love the movie. The Netflix show was kind of garbage. I was really frustrated with that one.
I'm with you.
But the first one, you know the general, right? General Woodworth or whatever it is, Woodward.
General Rabbit.
That would be me if I ever have another bunny in my hand. I swear to God, I'm ripping the throat out, blood everywhere, fur, the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? Like,
You got some strong feelings toward rabbits.
okay, listen.
We had a
I think
rabbit
that should be
was
the topic of your next album, actually.
death to rabbit.
with a bunny head hanging right beside me. Like,
Yes.
I've got 4 daughters. At one time, there was 3 bunny rabbits in this house. And when I tell you that the smell is worse than the state of Nebraska with the windows rolled up and the air conditioning on, I'm dead serious.
I hope we don't have any Nebraska listeners today.
I know, right? They're going to hate me right now.
Or Indiana.
I
never
think on
understood
your next
people.
rap album, you should have the heads of all those rabbits around your neck, like a necklace with blood dripping from them. You know,
I think
to show
that's
like
been
how
done
tough
already.
that'll bring you like real gangster cred. Is
No,
if you
I'm
have the
pretty
head of
sure,
rabbits
man.
around
I'm-
your
You
neck.
could wear a
pretty
hair
sure-
shirt.
I'm pretty sure some Papa Roach listening white emo kid wannabe rapper is definitely going to already have done that or going to do that before I get a chance.
Was slamming
rabbits.
Papa Roach. Go for it.
No, I love Papa Roach. I grew up and then I stopped listening to Papa Roach.
That was your last
Like
resort.
Kiss. That was the Kiss of your generation.
So I,
No.
I would have to say of the pets that we had, rats was probably the worst.
Oh man, rats are so cool. I had an
I
albino.
knew some good
rat.
rats.
No,
No, rats are cool, man.
no, rats are monsters. They
Those
gave my entire family some kind of like mites, and I
Oh,
took
no
them out.
shit.
Yeah, and so then they had babies and we didn't know, and now I've got babies and so finally my kids are all adults now, but they were small then, and I said, you know what? With their family, we need to put them outside. Because they'll be happier. And my kids were like, okay, Dad. So we took them down
Let's do it.
by this
Yeah.
creek, and I took all of them out and I put them on the rocks by the creek. And I said, see how happy they are? And they all kind of crawled wherever the hell they crawled. And there's feral cats in the neighborhood. I'm like, they're going to be great. Years later, one of my kids, I forget which one, came to me and said, Dad, I figured out about maybe 2 years after that, those rats, they died. You were killing those rats, Dad. I'm
They
like,
were fed to the feral cats.
no. They never had a chance, Dad.
You know
The
what's a
things
really
we
bad
do-
pet? You know what's
The
a really
things
bad
we do
pet
for
is
love, right?
ferrets.
The things we do
Oh,
for
I'm
love.
sorry. A
What'd you
really
say,
bad
Greg?
pet is in the 80s there was a trend for everyone to get ferrets. They're terrible pets.
Your hand is gigantic when you put it that close to the
That
camera.
thing was like
everything. Ferrets are like the most mischievous little bastards. They just fuck with everything you own. They'll like rip up everything you
I
have.
take that back. I would actually own one of those. So I said that
They're
I would
cute.
probably have a pit bull. I said I'd probably have a pit bull, but I will actually consider one of those before a pit bull, simply because it's small and
Yeah.
you can keep it with you and things like that. And so to me there is some merit in saying that I guess I would want a ferret more than a pit bull, but
I never wanted a pet. I mean, I lived with pets just about my entire life for other people, but for me personally, I never wanted to have a pet. I didn't want the
I say that's
responsibility of the
bullshit.
pet.
I say that's bullshit. You got some traumatic childhood, inner, suppressed memory of your perfect pet, and they took it from you, and now you're gonna spend the rest of your life just revolting.
No,
He's got your number.
I never had.
He's got
I
your
grew
number.
up with pets, but they were never of my personal choosing.
Yeah.
Right.
So
How did
that's why. Because your
so how
mommy
did that
and
make
daddy
you
never
feel,
got
Matt?
you a pet. You're like, I'm just never gonna have one. I'm never gonna do it.
I just never wanted one.
Was
I
there
just
a
didn't want a
Christmas
pet.
where you wanted
no
a
animal whatsoever.
puppy
Even a
and they didn't
pygmy
give
monkey.
you the puppy?
No, I was totally fine with other people having pets besides me, which meant that I could get the benefit of whatever you get out of a pet, but I didn't have to have one of my own that I had to take care of or be responsible for.
Gotcha.
No.
Yeah, see, Twizm.
So you're
this
just
is-
lazy. You're
this
just
is-
lazy.
No,
You're
no.
just a user
that's-
and you're lazy. You
Well,
use people for their pets and you're too lazy to get your own.
No, I think you were
Brendan has a
close-
theory about me. He's about to explain.
Oh, I won't explain it. Never mind.
Okay.
No, I got a theory, and I'm gonna explain mine. We
Okay.
have a thing here, it's called Kijiji. Okay. And Kijiji is like the state's Craigslist. Okay. But there's people on here that put Kijiji ads on there, and they list things like dogs and china and antiques and things like this, so that you invite them over to your home because you want to check it out and you want to see how it goes. Just to find out 45 minutes and 3 cups of tea and 2 donuts later, they didn't come over for anything other than some damn conversation. That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. I got my
do
eye
that.
on you. I'm watching you. That's
I want some
bullshit.
I'm gonna be coming
donuts.
over for tea and donuts.
I
Yeah,
want
that's
some
that
tea and
bullshit.
donuts
He's
for
like,
free.
I don't like pets, but you've got one. Let me come over there and sit for a minute, pet your dog, drink up all your.
No,
what
that
was it
wouldn't happen
called?
either. I wouldn't actually seek out pets. They just happen to be around. That is.
But you're telling me there's never a pet that you would own? Never.
You know, when
A
I lived
pygmy
alone, I
monkey?
never. When I lived alone, when I was a bachelor, I didn't have a desire to have a pet. You know, I could have.
What about
gotten
Lancelot
one.
Link?
The secret chimp? Well, he was
Yeah,
a
would
secret,
you-
Craig.
But I mean, he could do spying for you and like do all this cool shit if you.
Yeah, you'd have to change the diaper, and he smells like a monkey.
You were never
could do
you
his
never
own.
wanted a lion. You never watched fucking Thundercats and be like, yo, dude, I gotta have a tiger.
We, you
I
know, we
wouldn't
had
let you
we had
know.
a discussion about Thundercats a few months ago. Thundercats came around at the time I was walking away from cartoons.
Oh my
Snarf,
God.
Snarf.
Jesus,
I wanna
you are
snarf.
old. Please don't say those things
Yes.
around me.
Yes,
Do not
I'm
say
old.
those things.
Snarf is the worst pet ever. Imagine Snarf as your pet, just going Snarf all the time.
What
and
is
whining.
what's Snarf, Greg?
He's this
Snarf
annoying
is today's
character on
version of
Thundercats. He was like
Meow.
a little, like he was supposed to be cute and cuddly, but he was annoying. He just whined all the time and would just say Snarf all the time. He'd go Snarf, Snarf.
So who's
Who's
into
really
Pokemon?
annoying.
Who's into Pokemon?
Not me. That's
Yeah,
after our
buddy.
time.
Okay, they have a
We're
character
too old for
called
that
Meowth.
shit.
They have a character called Meowth. And
Meowth.
Meowth is like today's version of Snarf. I'm telling you, he is like
But he's-
almost like
But he's
he's a little
darker.
bit more intelligent.
He's a darker. He's kind of a emo snarf.
Yeah.
The emo Pokemon?
Yeah.
But I mean, Snarf was basically like Orko on He-Man, which might be
Yeah,
after your
that's
time,
probably a better comparable.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
watch
Yeah,
He-Man
very
either.
annoying.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
See, Matt,
Hey,
you
did you
were
see they're
coming
coming out with that movie?
the He-Man
No.
one.
Yeah.
Isn't it already
I-
out?
No.
You talking about the one with Dolph Lundgren?
No,
No, that
that's
was
so
from the
long
80s.
ago. I'm talking about brand new.
Yeah, like
I
a
heard about
cartoon.
this.
And who's the the
There's
director?
like
I
a
thought it was
He-Man
live
cartoon
action.
on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
No, I thought there was a new He-Man live action.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. I know that the one that's on Netflix that's a cartoon has been absolutely panned, and I wouldn't even know to pan it if I wanted to. But
I never wanted to watch anything where the guy's name was He-Man. So
Or
when
where
that
he's
came
just in
out,
his
I just
underwear
stayed
for
away
the
from that
entire-
completely.
Or where he's just in his underwear and a piece of armor for the
Yeah.
entire movie. You know what I mean? Like, what character? The Rock. I bet you that. I bet you they'd put The Rock. They'd put The Rock in that movie.
Did you ever watch
But-
that cartoon?
No, they would do
Beefcake,
probably,
Matt?
what's his name? Channing Tatum.
Oh my God, he's
no,
not big
John
enough.
Cena.
He's too skinny.
John Cena is He-Man.
Oh,
Come
there you
on.
go, John Cena.
I
That'd
don't
be
know.
cool.
I mean, I saw Cena in Suicide Squad. I don't know if he could pull it off.
I saw John Cena in Fast 9. He needs to stop acting right now.
I heard he did a
In
really
fact-
good job in
How
in
could
the
anybody
Suicide
like be a
Squad.
good actor in that movie anyway?
No, everybody in F9 just needs to quit acting. I mean, seriously, like
There we go.
all of them. All of the best.
Actually, you
actor
need to
was
stop going to
retired.
movies if you're watching movies like that. Let's just put it that
No
way.
shit. No shit. Unfortunately, I bootlegged it, so I wasted my life just trying to find that one.
Are you allowed to bootleg in Canada?
Who says that? What are you talking?
If you're going to ticket you for putting a chair in your driveway,
I mean, Pirate Bay comes from some other country. Just because I, as an American, happen to be located in a country called Canada, doesn't mean that I, as an American, accessing internet from a different country, am doing anything illegal.
well, I've heard
It's
that
your God-given right.
if you're not from Canada and you commit a crime in Canada, it's not actually a crime. So
Right.
you can
Yeah,
get away with
exactly.
anything. Just tell
I
the police
literally-
that.
All I want
I
to say
literally
is
could pee on a Mountie and get away with it.
if you're going to jail for pirating the Fast and Furious, you might as well just end it before you get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're totally gonna eat you alive, and I
don't care if you're what
They're
your
gonna punk
street
you
name
out.
is. What are you in for? I pirated
Fast 9.
Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah,
Kill it now.
We got a spot. No. They be like, we got a spot for you right over here. Come here.
Like if you bootleg Goonies, they might be like, okay, that's pretty cool, dude.
So check this out, man. You talk about Goonies, man. Corey Feldman just rapped to me the other day, man. Corey Feldman. Yeah, no shit, man. Go check it out. Jimmy Star Show, man. Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, man. 2-3 weeks ago, Corey Feldman was on. I'm in here. I'm like, Corey Feldman, dude, I've grown up watching that guy, man. The Goonies, the Lost Boys, what was that, Cry With Me or Stand With Me or whatever it was. And all of a sudden, and I tell you what, man, I was like, I got to go to the show. So I popped into the show, man. Jimmy was like, yo, man, we've got in the building Whyte Piece, man. And no sooner did he say my name than Corey Feldman was like, yo, Whyte Piece, He started rapping. He rapped this whole little thing. And I'm like, oh shit! So
is he a good rapper?
Or is he a pet?
He's not a good rapper in any way, man. But he's a good personality. He's a good person. He's got a great personality, man. So I actually became more of a fan, right? It's like one of those things where you're like, oh man, that's cool as shit. So you got to recognize his game, because instead of being some dumbass, it's like, oh man, fuck this dude. I ain't talking. I ain't know. He was like, yo, woo, 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 woo. And I was like, oh, well, shit, okay, I got mad respect for you even now more so, homie, you know what I mean? So
if you were a pet, Twizm, what animal would you be?
I would be a white tiger.
A white tiger?
With a Y.
With a Y.
With a Y. Be a Whyte Piece tiger.
So I had the opportunity to pet a real Bengal tiger in Danville, Illinois. There's a rescue. There's like
a Danville
like
tiger.
No, nothing of the sort. No. They had a grizzly bear. They had coyotes. They had a tiger. They had a couple other birds and things.
Did you pet the grizzly bear? Please
yes,
tell me.
Yes, I petted the grizzly. The grizzly didn't like me. Grizzly he didn't like me. So I put my hand through. I started petting him. Had that really coarse, thick hair, man. So thick, I'll never forget it. And I tried to like kind of grab and pet at the same time, like I did the cat, like I did the tiger, like I scratched it on the neck type thing, right? And he whipped his head around and was like, rrr. And I backed up.
Crazy.
Yeah, I backed up from the cage probably about 6 feet. And my wife was like, oh, he's just a big ass baby. He's saying thank you. And she walked up there and she put her hand in there. His big ass pushed up against the thing and was like, yes, scratch that spot, honey. Yes, you go right ahead.
I can't believe that's legal. I can't believe that.
Oh, yeah, it was fucking one of the best experiences ever. One of the best experiences ever. Hands down.
You gotta have a bear as a pet.
Hands down. And they feed it. They talked to it. They got into the cage with it. They acted like it was their pet. So the tiger was my thing, though. She loved me. She was scratching behind her ears. She was rolling her head back and forth. Her tongue was hanging out her mouth. It was, it was amazing. It was fucking amazing. My wife and I shared an experience that day that made us even more closer at that time. You know what I mean?
From her calling you a pussy for backing away from the bear?
Yes. Yes, bro. Because if that's why I'm being called a pussy, because I'm backing away from a fucking 8-foot grizzly bear, you're damn right. Go ahead and call me the pussy.
All day long.
The bonding experience. It's like, but I can pet it, buddy. I'll show you the man of the family.
I don't know anybody who would pet a grizzly bear through bars. So, like, you'd lose your arm that way. That's crazy.
We did. That's how it was, though. That's how it was. You
I know, but it's crazy.
Oh man, no, man. If you ever get the chance, you better not let that pass it.
Put
your hand through that fucking fence.
No way. I'm gonna just stand 10 feet away and go, "That's a beautiful animal."
Well, Greg is afraid of his own shadow. So
Matt,
I'm afraid of grizzly bears, Matt. Not my own shadow. I'm afraid of fucking grizzly bears, which is sensible and logical.
I was scared of him too. I backed up like 6 feet when he made that noise. I'm not even gonna lie. She jumped right into it. She loved it. The noise he made, it was like some big sexy man. She just ran to him.
Have you tried that out in the bedroom with your wife? Have you made that noise with her?
No, I'm a small guy.
You need to. You got to make the noise, though.
It sounds like I'm dying, man. Like fucking asthma attack over here or some shit. No.
Are you okay?
What would you be, though, bro? What would you be?
I'd be a penguin.
What the fuck?
That's not a
I was
pet.
expecting some masculine ass responses. He's like, I'd be a penguin. You go ahead with
You said it better than me too. I like that better.
You go ahead with your
I'll be a
bad stuff.
penguin.
Penguin.
You sound like a Canadian, Matt.
I'll be a penguin.
I have a question. Are you one of those like Arctic penguins? Or are you one of them cool ass like tropical penguins? You know, like with the little fluffy furs and the colors, and are you one of them black and white? I'm an asshole, walk back and forth kind of.
He's
penguin?
the one that serves you drinks. At,
Oh yeah,
Toontown.
walk back and forth asshole ones.
Both Greg and Brendan would probably say yes. I'd be the asshole penguin.
Yes.
And so would the Happy Hour News team, apparently.
Apparently they hate me too. Apparently I'm the worst. I'm the worst of the three of us. So.
They love you. Even with your asshole-ish tendencies,
Somebody
they
needs
still
a
love
drink.
you, like we do.
Somebody
needs a pet. See, this is where we're getting to it.
Pet.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a guy that needs a pet.
Yeah, but why would I need a pet though? I mean, I don't feel like I would need one. I mean,
That's why you need one.
That's the
okay.
first thing a person who's depressed would say. I don't feel like I need that.
Mm-hmm.
And would I say it like this too?
We might have to have an intervention after this interview.
I don't feel like I need a pet. I just tell you right now. Pets are not for me. It's, I've been sitting here in my own thoughts for a long time now, and I can't see how a pet could possibly help me at all.
You know what I never understood though about pet owners? Who like those lonely old ladies who have like a parrot or goldfish. They seem like the lamest pets ever. You can't pet them. You can't love on them. You just feed them and you watch them. That just seems like a pathetic pet.
You can definitely pet a
parrot.
parrot.
You can't a parrot.
Dude, a parrot.
They're not cuddly. They sit
Yeah,
in
it
a
is.
cage.
He could be calling the mailman all sorts of names. He could be fucking with little kids. He could
Specifically
fuck with
the
little
mailman.
kids. Yeah, he could fuck with the little kids when they walk past your door, like start barking at them like some kind of crazy dog, make motherfuckers jump like 6 feet. He could be your spy parrot. He could be like,
I like all these scenarios he's coming. It's like they go after the mailman, and there's apparently these kids wandering the neighborhood that he can get the parrot to yell at.
And then they go on a magic quest for a ring. But guys, I want to tell you a quick parrot story. So
yes, do the parrot story. We'll have to end off the show because he was supposed to leave a half an hour ago. So go ahead.
Parrot story.
No, I could stop it.
Do it. Do the parrot story, Greg.
Every year, my family would go to this like vacation island in Rhode Island, Block Island, and it was like the kind of place where it's just the townies all year, and then it ballooned up during summer. All the tourists would come. So there was this bar there, restaurant bar, and there was a parrot there. That was their little shtick. And all winter long, when it was just the sailors and the fishermen, they would teach the parrot. They'd talk like seamen, as they say, sailors.
You talk like
the parrot
seamen.
was like saying that basically the parrot had Tourette's. This parrot was just like, fuck you, fuck your mother, suck your father's cock. And then in summertime, there'd be all these families in this restaurant.
Oh no!
And so apparently they said the waiter told us the story, and they gave the parrot electric shock therapy to stop him from doing it. It's like Clockwork Orange, Tim.
Oh God!
They propped open the eyeballs of the parrot.
No, they just shocked him. Anytime he said a bad word, because this parrot, like all winter long, would be these like just a bunch of gruff seamen teaching him.
And the smell of grilled parrot was in the air all summer.
I know.
That's a fucking horrible story.
Well, it's kind of
torturing a parrot.
The poor parrot.
Is that what you would do with a parrot if you owned one, Greg?
No, I let him curse all he wants. I'm a free speech advocate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let the parrot say his piece.
Absolutely.
It's White Piece.
Every one of those children walking on my lawn. Every one of those children.
All right, so we got to wrap things up. So, Twizm Whyte Piece, why don't you go ahead and do like one final promotion for whatever you got coming up, any shows going on, albums coming out, any of that stuff. Get it all out of your system right now.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm going to hit you with the radio voice because you know I own a radio station.
Yes,
too.
Please hit us with the radio voice.
And now, Twizm Whyte Piece is getting ready to hit you with the information. First on deck, we've got the website, www.officialtwizmwhitepiece.com. And if that's not enough for you, hit the YouTube at official TWP. But it can only get better by following him on all social medias: Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. It does not matter. Simply Google the name Twizm Whyte Piece or follow the brand TWP Nation to get all the latest scoops, dips, and interesting facts on Twizm Whyte Piece. Join us October 4th as we bring you the fantastic brand new video, Leveled Up. And now I'm done. So there you go.
All right, I have to back up to what the dips are. Is that like onion dip? What are the dips? You said the dips. What are the dips?
You're a dip.
Apparently, I don't know what he's talking about.
I probably made a mistake there.
You're a dip hole.
Might be your ears, man. I didn't say dip. Did I say dip?
Can you give us a long
I'm positive I
distance
heard
dedication
dips.
now? Twizm,
I'm gonna
give us a
watch
long
this
distance
back, and
dedication.
if I didn't say dip, then we gonna have an extra conversation because
About me going to
I
the
didn't
doctor.
say dip, man. I didn't
Tune in next week where we'll find out what Matt has in his ears. Or is Twizm defining a new cultural revolution by using the word dip in a way that's never been used before?
by not saying it at all.
Sounds like a bunch of dipshit to me.
No, man, y'all, man, this was a blast. I absolutely had fun. Thank you so much, man. For
You're
real.
welcome.
Oh, me too. Thank you.
You guys are. It's a good combination y'all got going on there. I love it.
Well, you certainly helped us out. Can you do a quick rap with just the words Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker?
I will
Freestyle.
definitely fucking try, but you got a lot of blibble blibble in there.
There's a lot of
I know.
syllables.
It's not meant for a lot
All right, here
of
we go. Ready?
verbal
Ready?
diarrhea.
All right. I'm sitting here late night kicking it real quick with my man Greg, Matt, and the other dipshit with the hat on that I can't think of his name.
It's
But
perfect.
I know they go by the name Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. And I don't know, but I think it's time for me to end the talker. I'm done. No rapping involved. That shit was garbage, so take it out to the garbage can. Matter of fact, go ahead and call the garbage man. Tell him he don't even need to come get the garbage can because that shit was straight bullshit, so flush it down the toilet, man. I'm not playing. But while we're right here on Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker, let me hit you with that real quick thought on how I could sit and be just a little bit quicker. Wait, I forgot. Oh, well, fuck it. Let's keep going, my friends. Bye.
And that was a
Excellent.
dip. That was
That was bullshit.
I have to tell you, that was like 1,000% better than anything we could have done.
Rhyme with Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. I mean, there's like 4 other words in the entire fucking languages in history that could even quibble, dribble. Yeah, you dribble.
Yeah.
Squabble,
Wobble.
Bobble.
Those wobble.
Yeah, we got 2 out of the 4 words. What are the other 2 words?
Bickers,
Bicker.
wicker,
Dicker.
dicker, sicker,
There's a lot of words that I don't want to use that rhyme
Chigger.
with Bickers. So
liquor.
Chicker. Wigger.
Greg rhymes with liquor all the time.
Yeah, liquor. That's what we should
Liquor.
change to Quibble, Squabble, and
Liquor.
Liquor.
yes. All right, no, it was fun, my guys.
Anyway,
This
thank
is-
you very much,
thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it. I want to actually dedicate
Thanks,
this
Twizm.
episode to my cousin Sarah, who passed away yesterday. So,
Ooh.
Sarah, this episode's for you. And this has been, once again, the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. And bye.
Your consultation with the law offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker has ended. You may pay your retainer at www.qsblaw.org. Please exit to the right of the water cooler and grab a candy from the front desk. We hope to see you again soon, but you need to leave now. I said leave. Why don't they ever listen? Get out! Get out!